and then going to YouTube.
And we are live. Welcome to the Red Eye stream number 287. We haven't done one of these in a while, so I figured if we're ever going to hit 300, we need to start doing these on Saturdays again. We're going to do an update on Iran and, as usual, bullshit about some other stuff. I'm joined by my panel here, Memes, MC, Barty, and Wolfshot. How you been, Wolf?
Working. That's about it.
Work sucks. Quit your job and do YouTube full time. That works for everybody, right?
That worked real well for me.
Yeah, especially when YouTube's censoring everybody. I mean, we love you, YouTube. You don't censor anybody at all. And remember, I'm voting Bernie Sanders now. Don't kick me off. All right. So, any updates on Iran overnight, MC?
Well, overnight, no, not really. But they did expand some reports as to how things are happening. For example, one of the things that they did report recently, and I think you have a link to it, is that the Iranian craft that engaged to take the mine off of the ship also fired a missile at one of our Reaper drones that was watching them. This is where most of that video came from.
Actually, just real quick, MC, I need to just slightly correct you there. Then at 6:45 a.m. local time, a missile was fired at the drone, but missed. The U.S. military said that it was a modified SA-7 fired from Iran's mainland.
Ah, okay. So that's interesting. Because what I had read was from, I think it was late yesterday though. All right, that it was fired from the ship. So it's either an update or they're firing. If it's firing from the mainland, then you have no excuse now, do you? As to who's involved in this.
That's right. It's pretty cut and dry.
So wait, are we playing? Where in the world did the missile come from?
I suppose we are.
Carmen SA-7 Diego.
What could there have been? 2 missiles?
What could have been multiple shots fired at a drone? Yeah. Now, one of the things that many people don't know is that we have lost one of our Reaper drones in the Red Sea, actually. All right, where the Yemeni rebels actually fired and hit one of the missiles or hit one of our drones in the Red Sea. So they have, our drones are not impervious. They can be taken out.
So we need better drones.
Okay.
I watched the video that Jensen shared at where this goes, MC. I'm a little scared.
I kind of seem to lean on the whole point of drones is that they can do what pilots can't. Yeah, and a pilot can dodge a missile, evidently.
Well, if he's got an F-16.
Yeah, put the pilots back in the bloody airplanes.
I have heard some stuff like that.
Well, but with the drones, one of the advantages of drones is they can stay on station for operational things for a lot longer than a pilot.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, I know. I'm just being silly.
So, I mean, but that is something that is part of the community. There is a lot of argument about that, about whether or not we're going too fast into the technology with these drones, and are trying to get the drones to do things that, quite frankly, it's not part of their role. They're not best suited for, and whether we like it or not, you're going to have to keep men in those weapons platforms. All right, for those circumstances. So.
Yeah, no, let it fly by itself. Let it navigate. Let it take off. Let it land. But the only thing that can pull a trigger is a human, as far as I'm concerned.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Okay, some fucking rebels shot this fucker down. Do you see the unit cost there? 15.9 million for one.
Well, okay. What do you want me to do about it?
Why is it worth it? Explain to me why it's worth it. I'd rather have real pilots up there.
Well, as MC said, like because like it's similar to the benefits of sending a robot to the moon as opposed to sending 3 guys in a capsule. All of that thing that basically makes up an F-16 is pretty much there to pretty much support the human inside of it. If you don't need the human inside of it, you don't need all of these different interfaces and different avionics things. So you can make the aircraft smaller. Because it's smaller, it's lighter, and that means it's got more range. So you can have all of this extra space with fuel where this human used to be, and they can stay up for stupid long ass hours, and you don't have to worry about pilot fatigue or anything like that. And if it does ever get shot down, then well, yeah, you're not compensating the misses now, are you?
Yeah, the other advantage is like it's a significant advantage. I mean, those drones, some of those drones can stay, up in the air for 30 straight hours. Okay, that's close to a day and a half, where a day and a quarter, where you can literally loiter on station for long periods of time.
So is it potentially one of those things where it looks like, according to I think an article from a couple hours ago, that this drone had missiles fired at it, and then shortly thereafter you had the Japanese tanker being blown up, parts of it?
Well, that was the one from yesterday, yes.
Oh, okay. So basically, they launched, and then has been a second missile launch. Is this what we're?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking what they're talking about is a second attempt at a launch, and most of the data for this is probably, being developed by the Brain Bridge, which Woolshot, that's coming out of Norfolk, right?
Indeed, it is the USS Bainbridge.
Yeah, it's one of those guided missile destroyers, isn't it?
Sure.
Or is that one of those or is that the Aegis ones?
No, it's one of the guided missile frigates. At least that's what it said in the when I looked up the name. Now, there was a question that somebody asked because they were like, "Why is this footage so grainy?" And they came back and said, "Well, because storage, of the video." And they were like, "Well, this is a brand new, modern thing. It can sit up there and store all sorts of stuff." It's like, no, the video storage on these platforms is not, 100%. Everyone's got this idea that there's this massive, Pentagon capability where all this stuff gets automatically stored and all of it just gets routed to have unlimited storage as if they can go on forever and ever, and it doesn't work that way.
But MC, you're saying it's not like Homeland where they zoom right in and then you can see the guy, you can pretty much just flip you the bird and you can see it in 1080p?
No, you can't do that.
Okay. No. I'm thinking what was whatever satellite or drone based surveillance was catching this footage. What was its primary use? If you're
in this case, they were saying that
targets.
In this case, they were saying that the initial video that they were showing. They said was coming from a P-8 Orion.
I don't know what that is.
It's basically a propeller-driven airframe.
Oh, that's a P3 Orion.
Or P3 Orion. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
because there's the P8 Poseidon, which is the thing that's replacing the P3 Orion.
All right, it was either a P3 or P8, one of the things. But basically, that is a manned surveillance airframe. All right, they fly slow. They have multiple capabilities. Okay, for video and so forth. All right, so they have multiple surveillance types of packages that are going on simultaneously. Normally, those frames are escorted with specialized attack craft, all right, especially in a region like this. But whether or not this one was actually being escorted or not, they didn't say. All right, so.
Well, we're having a real even keel discussion here, so let me fuck that up. Hey, Memes, when exactly, or no, what exactly will it take before we should attack Iran back? Do they need to hit the drone? How about sink that ship? What exactly does it take for you to decide, enough is enough?
Can I answer that?
Go ahead, Wolfshot.
To me, the biggest provocation that occurred was when the Prime Minister of Japan was talking to the Prime Minister of Iran, and then after he left, they attacked Japanese tankers or some shit. That, to me, is more of a provocation of war than anything. Because we are Japan's military. And an attack on them technically is an attack on us. But that's just my lame ass opinion.
Are they an ally?
Japan?
I
Are
don't
you
know.
asking?
Yes.
Yes.
We have a signed treaty with them. Like if they get attacked, then
Dude, we have
I thought we
gigantic
did.
military bases there ever since.
Yeah,
World
we
War
are
II.
their military. I mean, I assume that came with
we
the
have
territory.
many military bases.
No, we are their military. They're not allowed to have a military unless we say so.
What?
Right, MC?
Yep, and you've said so. They've been expanding for the last decade.
How are they going to stop Godzilla?
That's the reason why they're expanding.
God damn it, memes.
So how many tankers were attacked? Because I saw it looks like something oil tanker attacks.
Yeah, it's like about 4 or something like that from the other day. I think there's been 2 more.
So there's more than one event here because we keep seeing like a lot of the same footage and pictures and stuff. So
yeah, because there's a Japanese one, and then there's this one. Officials said the first distress call from the MV Altair tanker, a Marshall Islands flagged, but Norwegian-owned crude oil tanker, went up about 6:12 a.m. local time. This was the one where the Reaper showed up because the unmanned MQ-9 Reaper drone arrived 8 minutes later.
So there were multiple missiles and multiple drone attacks.
No, I don't really think there were multiple missiles, but there has been multiple attacks on multiple tankers.
So, but besides the Japanese tanker, what other tankers were damaged?
It only takes one.
News comes amid tensions in the region following attacks on oil tankers that put US on the brink of direct conflict. I did see it down here somewhere.
Because
apparently, I'm reading something. Crew members of the Norwegian-owned Front Altair tanker landed on Saturday in Dubai after 2 days in Iran, according to the dailynews.com.au. So, you guys ready?
What I'm referring to apparently is called the Fujiwara attack or some shit.
That sounds like the Japanese tanker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just if the Prime Minister of Japan goes to talk to the Prime Minister or whatever the fuck he is of Iran, saying, hey, maybe you should, talk to the US. And they're like, nah, dude, we're going to attack your shit instead. I mean, to put it simply, I mean, that's what it looks like to me. Because apparently it says here on the Virginian Pilot article, the Supreme Leader's government then insulted Japan by attacking a Japanese-owned oil tanker just outside of Iranian waters, threatening the lives of the entire crew, creating a maritime emergency.
Yeah, this could bring down Abe's government. This really could.
Yeah, that is more of a provocation in my opinion, and it's adding up, and they're not going to like what happens. Period.
Well, it still goes back to the same question though that memes has to answer, which is when is enough going to be enough, memes?
Oh, that's what I was asking. Is Japan an ally?
Well, Japan's an ally. So
yes.
When is enough going to be enough?
Well, if we have evidence and whatever protocols we have, that's the thing. If an ally gets attacked, if that's an act of war as deemed by the attackee, then Yeah, that's why people seem to be very concerned.
Well, yeah, because you're going to have to do something, or Iran is going to keep attacking, aren't they?
That's why I'm not sure why this would make sense. I mean, then again, there could be some. Well, no, the Iranian elections aren't until 2021.
What Iranian elections?
They have elections.
Yeah, but they have no power. Those people are not the ones in charge.
Well, they are approved, the candidates.
Who gives a shit?
People there.
No. Who gives a shit about their fucking elections? They're attacking people. They need to be punished. Or not I mean, the sanctions, yeah, it's great and everything, but Jesus Christ. How many more people have you have to attack?
Before you actually act. She's exactly right. Now the question is how do we deal with this? Now here's what's going to lead to. If we have to attack, if we decide to attack, all right, one of the things that we're going to have to do is we're obviously going to have to take out these boats that are basically flying these missiles and flying these limpet mines and doing this damage. You got to take them out. And if you're going to do that, you might as well go out there and take out everything that the Iranians have that floats or actually goes anywhere, which means you're going to have to take out their entire naval apparatus. And that would include those damn subs they have.
You know what's interesting that you say that? I was just looking at an article by CNBC. It didn't have the info I wanted, but what it did say is it would take about 2 weeks for the United States to move its full naval might into the area. Once they did, they could sink the Iranian Navy in about 3 days. And that's the entire Iranian Navy. Like, you're done.
Well, we put a squadron of B-52s in there. Okay. You don't just need the U.S. Navy. We could wipe them out in next week. We could do it next day if you really wanted to. We have that kind of force projection capability.
You know, we should have done this in the 70s.
Yeah, we should have done this in the 70s. We should have done this in the 80s. We should have done this in the 90s.
I know. I'm just saying, we're going to keep making that statement for forever.
Our foreign MC things, I do. Is it the wisest thing to do?
What other choice is being handed to you, memes?
They're going to keep fucking with people. They're going to keep hurting people.
You know, memes, I'm not calling you a Nazi. But what I am going to say is I swear to God, at the ramp up to World War II, you would have been one of those people going, oh, but I mean, is Hitler really that bad? I mean, he just took Paris.
Well, to be fair, Cabby did say that I would make a great Nazi.
That doesn't mean you have to agree with him.
Well, to be fair, like, wasn't it half of the Americans didn't even want to do it? We didn't even want to go to war with the Germans.
Yeah, that was the German half.
No, she is right though. There was a big, anti-war movement in the United States up until the point where the Japanese attacked us.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor. That's when the tables turned. But then we go to Germany and they're all fucked up because they attacked one of our allies.
Well, we went to Germany because they declared war on us after Japan did. So, and they decided to make Germany the primary theater, beat the Germans first, and then we'll deal with the Japanese. So the fight against the Japanese was actually the secondary attack. The full might was concentrated on the eastern, concentrated on the European theater.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm the libertarian here, and I've about had enough. You can't start capturing ships. You're acting like the freaking pirates that Thomas Jefferson had to go kick the shit out of. And if that's the case, fuck you.
Has anyone else noticed that libertarians are a lot like vegans, where they have to announce the fact that they're libertarian and every fucking sentence?
You know what?
I'm a libertarian.
I'm not vegan.
That's great.
That was rude, and I think you owe me an apology.
see, Wolfshot. Here's the thing I've kind of observed from some time on the internet, Himmel, is that I'm not sure it's particular to any community, but I think communities have certain members of them that tend to do that regardless of whatever community there are.
Are you taking a shot directly at Mad Dodge, or you say that he's just the wuss here?
To be fair, I may or may not have inadvertently taken a shot at every single community in existence. My apologies.
Okay.
How dare you?
Well, he did call him a Nazi, so.
I've been told I would make a great Nazi.
You probably would. You can do anything you put your mind to.
Hey, Mole, how's it going?
That's what my
Hey,
mom
Mom.
said.
Hi, guys.
What's the good word, man? No, I saw you were putting together a new series, brother.
Yeah, do you like it?
I haven't watched it yet. I'm sorry.
It's a little different. It's a little nerve wracking putting myself out there like that. My face, my name, everything, you know. But I thought that the issue I'm talking about serious enough that, I mean, for people to relate, it'd probably be easier if they could see that. Hey, I'm a real person, with real feelings, you know.
Oh, it's true.
So but yeah, I'm posting daily, sometimes twice a day, and that's unusual for me.
Dude, this is something you're passionate about. Do it up, man. So,
I am.
not to darken the mood, but we're talking about potential war with Iran.
Yeah, I noticed. I would love to talk some smack, but I gotta go grab my cigarettes. So I'll be right back.
Right behind you.
But it goes back to exactly what Woolshot is saying, and actually what Mad Dodge is saying, which is let's be perfectly frank here, right? The reality is a decision's going to have to get made. You're going to have to deal with the fact that the Iranians are basically blowing shit up because they're trying to enforce their will in the region through violent means. They're not trying to be passive, all right? They see nothing wrong with these kinds of attacks, all right? And this will continue. This isn't going to stop, all right? This isn't going to back anybody off. All this is intended to do is to cause as much freaking havoc because they honestly don't believe that the Americans have a stomach for the fight. This is the reason for doing it. They honestly believe the Americans are going to back down because we have a wonderful group of people in this country that just want to go. We don't want to go to war.
Have they violated the NAP?
Obviously, they violated the NAP. Is that going to stop them?
Well, I've got to say this as well. It didn't fucking help that bloody Obama went and fucking made nice with these cunts and then fucking told the bloody world that America can't afford long protracted wars anymore. We're more looking for localized little incidences.
No, I agree with you.
He also drew a red line.
And drew another one. And drew another one. And drew another one. He drew a lot of red lines, memes.
I think I saw that. Yeah. And then President Trump launched $100 million of cruise missiles.
Well, that was in Syria. But you're going to have to do something right here. What are you going to do? You're just going to let it build? Let me ask a different question. Means what choice do you have? What are your choices here? Give us your choices and which scenarios are the best ones for the United States.
Oh, I mean, you could choose to do sanctions. You could choose to.
We're already doing sanctions. We basically got maximum sanctions on them now.
Okay. What's been happening?
They are now attacking, tankers.
So are they desperate?
Doesn't look like they're desperate.
Does it?
No.
Actual physically lashing out isn't.
Okay. No, memes. This is like when a liquid mine is usually something that's placed by hand. So some cunts actually gone up to these ships and stuff, and they've hung around while this bloody Reaper drone after it's detonated and shit, and they're sitting there flipping the world the bird. They don't give a shit.
And those are identified as official Iranian military.
But considering that you're tracking those boats back and forth to in and out of Iranian waters, the answer is yes, memes.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, no, I didn't have that information. But no, what I'm basing that off of right there is, okay, you could go through those. You could try to do a limited content attack or something. You I don't know. President Trump could threaten them on Twitter, I guess. I mean, he did that to North Korea, so I don't know.
Iran doesn't play the threat game, though. I mean, I don't think that they would take a threat like North Korea would.
Didn't President Trump use an all caps tweet, and then they were highly offended and had to tweet back?
That ain't gonna happen. I don't think that's how they roll over there, dude.
As much as I dislike the president's tweeting, if we could just have the battle fought on Twitter and not actually have loss of life, that would be preferred.
I totally agree with that one.
Well, great, but we know that can't take place. So we're back in a wish land again, right?
MC, I've heard the new Call of Duty game is too realistic.
Okay, what does that have to do with fantasy land that you're living in now?
Oh, maybe we could just kill each other online rather than
Motherfuck and Jesus Christ.
Me. Do they need to capture and torture your parents for you to finally decide to go to war? What do we need to happen here? I mean,
or engage in some kind of military action.
Because they are capturing and they already captured and they are probably torturing that Japanese crew right now.
If they haven't cut their head off yet.
Yeah, that's why I put it that way. Memes. It wasn't. You know what I mean?
Hang on. Historically, when Iran has recently been taken prisoners from the Straits of Hormuz and all that kind of stuff, they've generally been fairly okay, well treated, apparently.
Okay, are
what
you
about
talking
that
about
hacker they? Noel, you can go next. I just want to ask, how about that hacker that they captured? Didn't he die? Not hacker, hiker.
No. Yeah, he wasn't a spy. What the fuck was he doing there?
Was this last year or was it more recently?
This was a while ago.
Do you know what type of ancient history they have in that country? If I could sneak in there and get back out, I would love to go there just to see the shit.
It's like the cradle of civilization, almost, you know?
You could buy a plane ticket.
Yeah, but I don't want to
and then never come back to the United States again because I'm on a fucking 20,000 different terrorist watch list.
You're a student.
I'm sure that Matt is blacklisted by the Homeland Security. I almost guarantee it.
Is he blacklisted by Iran or?
Hey, would it be okay if I changed my username on YouTube to Mad Muhammad? No. Probably never mind.
Yeah, because you know those Muslims have a fucking sense of humor, don't you?
Yeah. I don't think they'd be amused.
Well, you don't got to be a dick.
You don't have to be a dick. Well, they don't have to sit up there and blow up ships either, do they?
Yeah.
No.
But they're doing it, aren't they?
That's bad.
I swear if I went to Pennsylvania right now and went to the Amish community and went, hey, this is what Iran's doing. Should we kill them? They'd be like, fuck yeah, I'll sign up. And
I think you're overstating things a little bit there.
And they wouldn't. Their English wouldn't be that good either. It'd sound more like, "Oh fuck yeah."
We're making a number of assumptions about the greater Appalachian and Amish communities.
Oh fuck yeah!
Hey, I'm all for the Amish. They can keep selling their raw milk. I'm cool with it.
Dude, ex Mrs. Memes had a bad week because of.
Did you know that the one of the biggest drug cartels in Mexico is Amish Ran? Believe it or not.
No, I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's funny as hell too.
But in this case, I know everyone keeps wanting to go, we can't go to war. We don't want war. Whether you want war or not, they do.
Yeah, and Iran is not a country to take lightly. I'm telling you, they don't fuck around.
They have a space program.
They're a theocracy. They're very very nationalistic. Every one of them. They're not a country to take lightly. I'm telling you.
They are nationalistic. That's very true as well. I met a number of Iranians.
Yeah, I'm just going by what I know. I don't know. I'm not an expert on it, but I do know Iran is one of the one of the Middle Eastern countries that I would least like to tangle with.
Well, it is. If it's not, it's one of the most populous of all the.
And it's
countries
one
in
of
the
the
world.
most well ran. It has the best infrastructure. It has the best, like, it probably has, it's set up. They know what they're doing. Their army's trained, their police are trained. They're set up.
There's
Yeah, well,
limits
if
to that.
you ever look at what they were doing back in the 90s and the early 2000s was they had these boats called bog hammers, and they just had these fucking dumb rockets, like a little tiny battery of rockets on it, and they'd go up to a container ship, and fucking these rockets would be flying all over the place. And I even remember seeing a bit of footage where one went out of the tube, went straight up, did a curve around, and hit the boat that launched it. It's funny as fuck. But anyway, yeah, now they've got pretty decent, sophisticated weapon systems. They've got more advanced versions of the Silkworm, and they've got numbers as well. This is where they can literally hold the threat. They say they've been threatening they'll take out an American aircraft carrier. They possibly can, with the amount of numbers they can swarm. They could probably do it.
Yeah.
And you got to remember that they're mentally all, they don't care. They're all ready to fight and die for their country. They do not care. You could say they're a little bit indoctrinated.
Well, I think a more charitable interpretation would say they're patriotic. They love their country.
Okay.
Whether you talk to the folks over there or folks over here, sorry to cut you off, Matt, but I always hear it's like, we don't hate the people, we hate the government.
Right. I don't hate any people. I'm just saying, though,
I doubt you've heard any Iranians say, I hate my government, because then they just disappear and be black back.
There were protests.
Yeah,
And they were black back.
And they were suppressed, weren't they?
President Obama said he was listening.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I'm seeing the chat. And
what do you listen to the imam say? Hey, round them guys up and get rid of them.
I'm reading the chat. I'm talking now. Damn it.
Hey, Buck, what do you think? Really? Is your channel or something?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm reading the chat, and they're talking about, Iran's in trouble. They're on the verge of collapsing. That's when they're the most threat.
Yeah, that's when they're the most dangerous. They have nothing to lose.
Why does everyone think that they're in danger of collapsing? Why does everyone keep saying that?
I haven't heard that at all. What is it supposed to be, some kind of civil war or what? I don't. Can you give me some kind of?
Remember, last night, MC, I posted the link from Al Jazeera, talking about another Iranian protest coming up and stuff, and maybe
fake news.
Okay. All right, never mind. Go ahead and talk.
I'm just joking. I'm joking, dude. Go ahead.
No, I'm serious. I gotta go use the restroom. I'll be back.
Okay. I hope everything comes out all right. Good luck.
The thing is that I've been hearing that about Iran for how long? This is not the first time I heard that Iran is on the verge of a revolution. Really? Okay. Well, then, somebody want to tell me when the revolution is actually going to kick off? When they actually are going to falter? When control is actually going to happen? When they're actually going to fall? I do realize that the sanctions are binding and that the people are upset, and because they're quote unquote suffering. And there's deprivation to an extent there, but I don't see the Iranian government collapsing. I don't see it being in any kind of danger of collapsing, at least not at the moment. I don't see them having problems suppressing information. I don't see them having problems suppressing people that they think need to be suppressed. There aren't massive demonstrations in the streets. Have there been demonstrations? Yeah, but for the most part, they're sporadic and they're not very large.
But if they see a shrinking economy and a lot of inflation, that's probably not a good thing.
Okay, so it's not a good thing. That doesn't mean that the country's getting ready for a revolt, does it?
People already started to rise up before.
Okay.
And that was before we
and what happened when they rose up before?
Back on.
And what happened when they rose up before?
Hey, I'll be right back. I'm going to go talk to Doku in Discord for just a second.
Okay.
But I believe what happened before. I remember hearing some reports about folks calling for U.S. assistance.
Well, okay, so they called for U.S. assistance, and the end result was what was the end result?
Set of facts.
What was the end result?
It didn't go well.
Right? Was the government really ever under any serious pressure?
If the U.S. was involved, yeah.
Were we involved?
No.
Okay. So were they under any serious pressure? Yes or no?
No.
Okay.
Iran's a shithole. How about that? They're always in a state of collapse because it's a shithole.
What? Hey! No, we gave them like a couple $1 billion on some.
No,
pallets.
you know, it's a shithole. It's a fucking
You should
shithole.
see
It's
it
always
from
under collapse.
before the Ayatollahs
Chewy.
took it over, man.
Hey, what's up, Iran?
Hey, man. What's that?
What's up, man?
But yeah, but Iran was actually a place where people went and vacationed and shit. They had a completely Western existence before the radical jihadist Shiites took it over.
The Shah.
Yeah, he was booted. Yeah, but under
when
the
they
Shah,
booted the Shah.
Yeah, they booted the Shah and the fucking Ayatollah.
Hello. Hey,
Phenomena. I don't know.
The Ayatollah.
It was in the 70s, right?
The
It was
late,
the late
70s.
70s,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
And ever since then, and the people cheered that. The people wanted the Ayatollah in. And in large numbers, they wanted the Ayatollah in. So the idea that somehow they're going to change their minds now and kick the Ayatollah out, I would love to see it.
There's 2 or 3 new generations that are, like that won't rock and roll in fucking blue jeans and shit. It's like Russia all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they may want that, but
Pink
they're
Floyd, dude. I'm telling you, Pink fucking Floyd.
to an extent, I would agree with you, but that's not enough of that generation to make a difference.
Yeah,
Because
they don't have the numbers yet. Yeah.
Well, they've got a generation in front of them that gave up, and they may take arms.
Right. It could happen.
Well, all right, irate. So you feel like Iran's going to swing the other way, while Turkey is going the opposite of that. I don't know. I just don't see it happening.
Turkey is extremely disturbing. What's going on there to me, because that was the gateway, to the east and west, right?
Yeah.
And it was under Roman control, and to find them slipping out of the fingers of NATO is strategically that's fucking a place to be, especially if you want to attack, Russia or anybody, fucking Iran or anybody like that,
Because they literally are the gateway between East and West, and they have a port. Think about it. They've been the most important port in for thousands of years. They were literally the bee's knees for that long.
Can we just take Constantinople back?
Well, Istanbul,
yeah.
Constantinople.
This isn't the Byzantine Empire. I will give you though that the Byzantine Empire has got to be the longest lasting empire in the world's history, though.
According to worldbank.org, almost all non-sector oil sector growth similar to the year before was attributed to growth in services, transportation, communication, while manufacturing output declined for the first time in the past 8 quarters. It's down 1.5% year over year. On the demand side, exports were the main contributor to growth, 3 percentage points increase in oil exports as major importers increased their orders ahead of the second round of U.S. sanctions in November 2018, targeting the oil sector. Investment shrank by 0.8% due to increasing uncertainty. And this is interesting. The central government budget deficit for the first 9 months of 2018-19 deteriorated to a record high of IRR 451.1 trillion, equivalent to 4% of 2017-2018 GDP for the same period.
Well, it's pretty much France keeping them afloat with their oil exports, right? Like France is buying all their oil up.
If they keep putting themselves into debt like this, and if it does accelerate.
James, I gotta stop you right there. We're Americans. We can't talk about the debt. All right.
Hey, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer or anything, but I don't know if you know anything about the local weather, but look for the economy to fall, because the fucking fields don't even have corn in them yet. They're like a month behind schedule. Like you know that saying "knee high by the 4th of July." There's fields that aren't even planted yet.
We have 30 million acres.
Illinois is fucked, dude. All of Illinois. So I don't know about Iowa, how they're doing, or Indiana or Wisconsin, but I know Illinois is fucked.
Oh, dude, the price of food is going to go up.
It's bad. It's real bad. This is the worst spring we've had. So much rain, dude. It's horrible.
We'll call it the Black Pill Spring.
So much for global warming.
What?
So much for global warming.
It's getting greener.
I was scrolling up through the chat, and earlier on, I believe it was Keen in there said Japan can handle Iran on their own. Could they, MC?
No, Japan cannot handle Iran on the
Sorry.
No.
That gave me a giggle.
Only if we had enough drones that could carry
No, it has
a
nothing to do
tank
with
full of uranium to lure Godzilla into the Strait of Hormuz.
Japan does not have offensive weapons capability. They because of who they are and their reluctance to engage in any kind of combat due to their self-imposed limitations on conducting war. They do not have power projection capabilities whatsoever. All right, they could put
the 7th Fleet.
They have a huge number of ships, but they're all defensive ships, like anti-submarine ships. An anti-submarine ship is not going to be able. It's not a cruise missile ship. Okay, they don't have any what we would call capital ships whatsoever. Now they've started talking about maybe building a few, but they haven't built them yet. They're talking about building a carrier and giving it some field projection capability.
We're using destroyers dragging sonar arrays too.
Right.
And we've got some of the best sonar technology and radar technology.
Yes.
Compared to China, we're about 10 years ahead of them right now.
Oh, right, but that's all Japan has. They don't have the ability to actually hit things from a missile.
No. They're defensive. They're the Japanese self-defense force.
Right.
And so everything their whole approach is from a defensive standpoint.
Yeah, right. As I said to Wolfshot earlier, that's actually starting to become a bit of a misnomer, because the things that are happening with China at the moment, Japan's been worried about their capabilities, where they're going to stand in any future combat that may eventuate, even to the point that they're exploring buying F-22s off the United States. The United States
did you see what they did? F-22, we won't sell them stealth. Right?
No. They're getting the JSF, but the JSF doesn't have the legs. It doesn't have the capabilities, but the F-22 did. That's why they said, like, can we get some F-22s? And the went, no, you can't have them. So
what they've done, man, they've got the XF-23 design, and they're building the YF. What was the YF when they killed it? The YF-23 Black Widow 2.
Yeah,
which is a better design. I love that design. It's a beautiful bird.
And what they want to do with that, they're going to take that design, the F-22's technology, but all the upgraded shit from the F-35. So it's going to be an F-22, F-35, F-23 hybrid.
Yeah,
it's a fusion.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait a second. MC, the State Department wouldn't have any reason to have like military specifications or anything on any of its corresponding communication service, would it?
Sure it would.
Oh.
Well, when you're especially even the Commerce Department does, because they engage in things that has this capability or that capability. It can be allowed for export, or it can be denied for export. So yeah, they do keep lists, databases with that information on it.
Let's just hope that all our State Department servers and everything are highly protected.
Well, gee, it does a whole lot of good if those things are protected. When you got an asshole like Bradley Manning who has access to it, all right.
We're not going on that tirade, MC. All right, I know where that leads.
Well, he's got a point though, man. I mean, that was a double-edged sword.
It usually is.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Okay, I get Japan doesn't. Well, for one, we don't really allow them to project force, but also their culture now, after being defeated in the way they were, doesn't want to project force. I get that, but just going pure defense, you're still gonna lose. Like, you can't attack the enemy. If they declare war on you, you can kind of defend yourself for a while, but you're going to end up, it's going to be like the Civil War
Well,
where you're
that's why Oshot was saying that we are their military. We were the ones
We are.
guaranteeing their safety.
We are.
MC, is there a military tactic that's like capoeira?
What?
Capoeira, dance fighting. Is there a military tactic that might follow something like that? So they can be offensive in a defensive, stylish way.
What about that? Would that be guerrilla fighting?
You can go into a guerrilla combat, but that's not an offensive. It's not an offensive technique. And what's more is there's serious limitations to a guerrilla style war. If you fight a guerrilla style war against an enemy such as I don't know, like the Soviet Union, you lose. Unless you have the ability to protect yourself, a guerrilla style war or some place where you can run for safety, a guerrilla style war will never work. The only reason that the guerrilla war against the Soviet Union worked in Afghanistan was they were able to run to Pakistan, and Pakistan's sovereignty was guaranteed by the United States.
That's what I was thinking to myself. That's what I was thinking to myself. Like, seriously, memes, where are they going to run? Into the ocean?
Who?
The Japanese.
Oh, well, that's why we need to work against climate change. See if we can do something.
What?
No, Japan's an island, man.
No. Dade has a point. Memes, are you high?
Oh. Yeah. Yes. What would ever give you that idea?
What the
Okay,
fuck?
go ahead. I cut somebody off. Mole, go for it.
I don't remember what I was talking about. Dave,
Mole, have you joined me?
Yes.
Dade has a point. Names, are you high?
We're all high. Fuck it.
Thanks, Dad.
Talk about kitties. Whatever. Next.
What I was saying about Afghanistan is Afghanistan didn't have to beat the Russians. All they had to do was outlast them. All they had to do was go into the mountains and hide.
Well, it wasn't just that they could go into the mountains and hide; they could run into Pakistan and hide, which is what
That
they did.
too. Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. They didn't have to beat them; they just had to outlast them.
Right. So that those are the conditions necessary to win a guerrilla conflict. All right. In the case that you're dealing with the Japanese in this situation, there is no place for them to run to.
Right. Exactly. There's not either, is there?
So a guerrilla style type of campaign can't work in this kind of an environment.
No. There's nowhere to hide at. You know.
Well, yeah.
There's no room for ambush. It wouldn't work. Plain.
Can they even dig tunnels like the Vietnamese did?
And do what?
What the Vietnamese did.
The reason the Vietnamese won was because we wouldn't go into North Vietnam. It was the same situation. Their tunnel activities that were more or less useless because once they were discovered, they were rooted out.
Yeah, they were just
thrown to the Willie P, and that took care of it.
Then we're more of just like a psychological fucking thing, you know. People were scared, you know, until they figured out how to combat it. Then it was different, you know.
If the movie Tremors has taught me anything, it's that tunnels and snakes and stuff like that just really give people the heebie-jeebies.
They do. I would have not been a tunnel rat. You couldn't fucking pay me enough money to be a tunnel rat.
Yeah, being buried alive is a huge fear for a lot of people.
Going into a tunnel that could be booby trapped. You may encounter the enemy. You may encounter a mine. I mean, that was a terrifying proposition.
Rodents and shit.
Oh, yeah. Dade in the chat is telling you, Mad Dodge, you should read up on Nam, you noob. Lol. I had the Z.
Read up on
So-
Vietnam.
I mean, Vietnam. The
I
comrades
thought
in Vietnam-
I thought you learned everything you needed to know about Vietnam from Charlie Sheen movies from the 80s.
You know, I tell you, not enough people know about the Korean War, man.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. Yes. Go ahead.
No, you're right. It is fascinating.
Oh, I learned everything I knew about the Korean War from MASH. Come on, get with the program here.
Yeah, I don't think their haircuts would have been regulation.
MASH like 3 times outlived that war.
I know it was. MASH was 3 times longer than the war actually lasted.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like what 10 seasons, and the war only lasted what 3.5 years, 4
3.5
years.
Well, our involvement was 3.5 years. It was actually a little longer than that. But regardless.
Well, technically, the war never ended. So.
Well, that's true. That's true as well. Technically, it's an armistice. It's not the war has not technically been ended.
I knew it. I make a movie reference and Dade corrects me. It was Martin Sheen. I got you.
Well,
No,
when you have your
Sheen-
pop culture
Tony-
entertainment critics,
Yeah,
yeah.
Whoever had the Tiger Blood.
What was that Top Gun ripoff franchise that he did?
Hot shots.
Hot Shots,
Shots
man.
are
That's it.
cute.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Oh,
What
if
is-
Ch-
That
if
was
Charlie
more
Sheen,
of a spoof than a.
Charlie Sheen was
no.
great. Yeah, it's a spoof, exactly.
hold on, wait, was what
It's a
was
exploitation.
actually the edge of society? Because I remember there was like a week and a half period where Charlie Sheen was like the world. All of a sudden, it's all you
Yeah.
heard was like Charlie
Winning.
Sheen. Yep, winning.
Tiger
All
Blood.
this Tiger Blood, the
Tiger
cosmic
Blood,
space
winning.
surfer from Mars with the
I
goddesses of Mount
don't
Everest
see
as the
the-
cocaine.
What's the problem with a fucking guy wanting to snort a little cocaine off a hooker's butt? I don't see the
I
problem.
mean, I'm telling you.
I
You
mean,
know?
it's a free country. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
for current illegality, but then again, some folks believe we should. Get rid of
It's
those
only
guys.
illegal if you get caught.
That's not how this works.
No,
but
no,
yeah.
no, 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 no. But what I'm saying is, here's the thing: like that happened. What was the news still somewhat like newsy, at least according to many people? And what I mean by that is the only reason because
Oh,
Dude
you mean
was
you
wicked
could actually
famous,
believe it somewhat?
basically made anti-Semitic remarks to his boss, kind of telling him to go f off, and he
Back,
happened to get
back
fired.
when you watch news and you could somewhat trust it. I remember them days.
Okay, no, the only reason
You
I
know-
say that is because if that happened now, I feel like it would just be, it would
A
keep
page
going until
four
he's arrested
story?
or dead.
I think it would just be a page 4 story. I bet you they wouldn't even care anymore.
Charlie Sheen has AIDS.
The,
AIDS,
you have a
AIDS,
YouTube
AIDS,
channel?
AIDS. AIDS, 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 AIDS.
Did that? What about that law that passed in California that knowingly giving someone HIV is just a misdemeanor? That's
Yeah.
insanity, dude.
Before he brought that up on a previous show, right after.
I remember shortly after that
Holy
launch,
shit.
there was an
Oh.
ad on the YouTube banner saying that basically they had a treatment for AIDS.
I need to tell Bear Dog, hey, you there, sister, Gentleman Jack? Can't you
Yeah, I'm
hear
right
me?
here. What's up? Yeah.
Hey, I forgot. I hadn't said this to you. Happy Pride Month, man.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Happy Pride Month.
Oh, fucking gay shit.
One of
yeah.
the 4 gay people I actually like. So
I actually don't go to Pride.
Oh.
I don't do any of that
hey,
shit.
and you should be proud of that.
Well,
Yeah.
happy PM on your ability to PM or not.
I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Honestly, I am the most not giving a fuck about that shit person ever.
Wolfshot, we still love
What?
you.
You're
I
awesome,
don't give
man.
a fuck if you love me or not.
Have you smoked yet,
That's what we
Wolfshot?
love about her.
I don't smoke weed
She
anymore.
did.
Oh my god, that explains a lot. I'm sorry, and
We understand your anger. Are you okay?
No,
no, you
I
have
just,
to.
I
work
just
with
got
me.
off work like 3 hours ago.
You just explained my entire night.
What?
Oh, the aggravation and wishing to get intoxicated.
Oh, I wish I could, but I like my marriage, so I can't. I enjoy being
They let
married,
gay
so I
people
won't.
get married?
Yeah.
How dare them?
You're a better man than me.
Well, I thought that was a given, memes.
Oh,
Uh,
I don't
she's
even
more
have
of a man than you
knuckles.
are, is that what you're saying?
I don't even have nargles. You guys are mean.
My,
Okay.
my apologies, Wolfshot. Oh, wait, did I make fun of myself?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
But someone else would have if you didn't anyway, so it's okay.
It's true.
Dude, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Oh my god.
Oh, is Jim
Oh,
here?
Mr.
Hey,
Metzger.
Jim.
Hello.
I'm just playing, man. I'm just feeling feisty today.
I
Wait.
love having dicks in my mouth.
Oh my god, that kid.
Hey,
Well,
so,
here, have a big old bowl of dicks then.
here's
Oh my god.
here's a random question on the internet. So, if you're talking with somebody and they enjoy bantering, and you're doing some bantering, and then they say they don't enjoy bantering, is it not annoying when you have to turn banter on, banter off, banter on, banter off?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
That's when you block them.
If only that. No, I would.
Give him the Steve Shives treatment.
Wait, can you block people in real life?
I do all the fucking time.
I suppose you could weld together like a metal box and carry
That
it around
explains
with
many
you.
nights so far, then.
No, that's a great idea. I should just walk around Eugene, and everybody that irritates me just go, "You're fucking blocked."
Yeah.
Go away.
Or you could be a man and hit them with your car.
Have a stand made up and use ink and put it on their forehead, blocked. And walk
Match.
away.
Man,
I
John
just
M.
did it with the car.
Episode of Black Mirror.
No, you might
Oh,
catch it.
The new
Remember
Black
that?
Mirror, though,
Yes.
dude.
Oh, dude, what'd you think about that? I liked it.
Which one? All three of
I
them were
liked all
good.
three of them, man. They were fine. But,
Like the
you know,
second one got me right in the fucking feels. That was
Dude.
tough. That was tough.
Yeah,
Dude, did you
the
guys
emotion was always
three robots and they meet the cats?
What?
Wait, is that Black Mirror?
No, I think you're talking about Love, Death, and
Love,
Robots.
Death, and
Oh,
Robots.
you're right. No, you're absolutely right. All right,
It's
my
the-
apologies.
yeah,
I didn't really care
animated
for-
version.
I didn't care about the Miley Cyrus one as much. I mean, I thought it was interesting, but not really Black Mirror style. The
I like
first
Black
one was
Mirror.
funny as hell. I fucked
Yeah.
a polar bear and couldn't get you out of my mind. I'm like,
Yeah, that
wow.
was so fucking dumb, man. Funny.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah, okay.
Dude,
If you guys had to pick a favorite comedy sitcom from the 90s, what would you pick?
from the 90s or aired in the
Fucking Friends, man.
It started in the 90s.
Married with Children.
That didn't
Oh,
start in the 90s. That started in the
Oh.
80s.
Fuck
Mine
you
would probably-
then.
damn it.
Mine would probably be
Um,
Third Rock for the 90s if it started in the 90s.
Oh.
Third Rock.
No, Fraser.
Yeah,
Frasier.
I was
Good
never,
too.
I was never a
Frasier.
90s sitcom person. A sitcom
Married with
person.
Children, though, it started in 87, and that was fucking.
Well, shit, I love
TV
Roseanne too. I
gold.
did that with the 80s.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah,
wait,
Roseanne was TV.
No, you
gold,
remember
too.
TGIF, Mole? The
Yeah.
dinosaurs. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Ah.
TGIF, they had like Family Matters and Fresh Prince of Bel Air. What else was on there?
Wait a minute. Who invited the rapey dolphin?
Full House.
It's not the
That was
rapey
one of
dolphin.
them.
That's Flipper, my fucking pet.
They call
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
what I call
something
my
makes him
radio.
happy, and he laughs.
faster
not
than
bad.
What's
light.
that, Flipper? Roger stuck in a hole at the bottom of a sinkhole. We must go now.
What,
You know what the biggest propaganda cartoon I ever watched in the 90s was? Captain fucking Planet. I didn't even know it.
Yeah, that's lefty propaganda.
take pollution down to zero.
That's why everyone is gay now. Fuck that show.
What?
That's
Well,
right.
Captain Planet. Captain Planet was totally fucking
Well, he was
gay.
a fusion air spirit. He's going to have just multiplicular power.
Ma'am, shut the fuck up. You're gay.
I miss you and
Man,
Cap.
it was a happy fella.
It was going to happen sooner or later. Shut up, Beebs.
I can't believe I didn't think of this one. I had their fucking autographs. Dade says Home Improvement. Damn
yeah.
right, dude. Right?
Oh yeah, Tim the Toolman. That was some good shit. Al Borland.
Man, Pam Anderson she was perfect.
Hey, does anybody?
Oh,
Oh,
there
she
you
was
go.
awesome back then.
there
Does
you go.
anybody else see the resemblance between Al Borland and fucking Carl Benjamin?
You know what? He even has the same mannerisms. You're right.
Slap
I
a
don't think
flannel
so, Tim.
shirt on him. He's like a British fucking Al Borland.
You know
Oh,
what?
you know what? No, you know what? The Sopranos. It was started in '98.
Oh, The Sopranos was fucking badass.
That wasn't a comedy though.
It was still a fucking. It was a sick. I don't know.
It was pretty
That's like-
funny in some parts
That's like
though.
saying Oz is a comedy. Oz
Dude,
is
I-
such a good comedy.
I would watch Oz, The Sopranos, Sex and the City, all that.
But no, I had the whole cast in a picture autographed. The producer on the show was a family friend of ours,
Oh, cool.
and even fucking the neighbor, Wilson, right? He
Yeah.
even had something blocking his face in the fucking picture that he autographed. Like,
That's awesome, man.
That's way to stay into character there. And Zero says in the chat something about bump stickers. Would you be able to sell bump sticker that says like hashtag I blocked you or something like that? Or
I was
hashtag
kidding.
blocked?
I was totally fucking kidding.
Is there actually a market for that?
No,
Are you sure?
I
but I
run
think
people
there is
over with
a
my
market-
car. That's what I do.
I think there is a market for your blocked stickers. I think that could be a thing.
I vote for a rubber stamp.
Bear Dog, have you heard about all the fucking draconian horse shit that's been going on with YouTube and Google and fucking Pinterest and
Oh,
sure.
you know,
Edits.
the
Oh,
Persian.
no.
Okay. So
No,
I
man.
heard,
I'm
is
getting
it all the right wing media is getting censored, or is that it?
We had a slight discussion shortly before the broadcast on it. I write on MC's
Wait,
channel.
oh my bad. Okay, then, I didn't know she was up.
No, it's all good. No, I meant you said the one name of that social media outlet that is pulling everybody's videos down. I'm like, damn it. No, I'm trying not to say their name, but it's out there now.
Oh, Brett.
But Wolfshot, would you call me right wing? I mean, I make jokes, but I wouldn't say I'm right wing.
I'm gonna give everyone my rundown. I don't give a shit. Done.
How dare you treat
Next.
people like people and not just simply collectives of collectives?
I don't care. Like
I want to be in a different tribe.
I
Hey,
don't.
man, I saw Captain Marvel.
I
Yeah.
don't.
It wasn't that bad. It really wasn't.
I love
You
it.
know,
How
wasn't that
dare you
bad.
say
the story
something?
was
some
kind of
people
weak.
may
You know what I'm
disagree
saying?
with?
But it's like, but I like the scrolls and shit. It was all right. So
But
that's my
like,
take on it.
I don't. I. It's above my pay grade, as to me giving a fuck about what a company does with its stuff. I talked to MC about this in his stream that
Mm.
they have to decide whether or not they're a publishing website or they're a platform.
Yeah, but here's the thing,
And I
Wolfshot.
agree with that.
I'm monetized, which makes me an independent contractor through them, which means I do give a fuck.
Okay.
Well, and
Well,
anything that I say is does not reflect on any of these people in this thing. This is my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah,
my
this
opinion
is-
on it.
yeah, this is my opinion. I mean, that's great that you're monetized, but I wouldn't use YouTube as my only source of income.
No.
Unfortunately.
Standard
Back in the
finance
day,
that
man.
you should be diversified, even if it is the bulk, always to have. Because if you do get big and stuff like that, if all of a sudden you get completely wiped out, you at least have backups where you've already grown a presence, and if folks really like you, you'll see a lot of folks, they will actually follow you.
Actually,
Well, I
have you
think
guys noticed that BitChute has not been loading videos the last couple days? You want to know why? The flood of new users into the site.
Oh, really?
Hashtag scalability.
I will
Yep.
say this: when I upload a video to BitChute versus uploading a video to YouTube, it takes significantly longer to upload to BitChute.
If you turn on the setting in BitChute, it will automatically upload your video when you upload one on YouTube.
Well, I think that
Yes,
just
it
delay
does.
things that much
We
more.
up-
So I will.
This is
I will
why I'm not
continue to
getting-
No, that's 50-50. Sometimes they'll upload a stream of mine, sometimes they won't. If you upload a edited video directly, it will automatically copy.
If your video gets hit quickly after for some type of copyright or something like that, it probably won't have time to fully process and upload the video automatically.
This is why I don't do this shit for money. Because you have people who have no idea what the fuck they're doing. Monetizing, demonetizing, deplatforming, platforming, all this fucking bullshit. I've got enough in my life.
Oh, so we should just write down the rules.
I suppose.
Well, I'm beginning to wonder if something else has been going on because last night And this is not he's not a right wing channel, because all he does is Star Trek stuff and sci-fi stuff. And the Anti-Trekker got hit with 62 privacy violations.
Is that same as a copyright infringement?
I think what that was a CBS hit job, because he does Star Trek videos.
Oh yeah, CBS, man, they're fucking vindictive as fuck about that shit.
I mean, that's a possibility, but what if this is all supposed to be fair use? I mean, if you're just doing little snippets and making commentary, how is that any different than anyone else doing it?
Right. It's just like
MC, sorry, cut you off, but MC, which court case did we miss that set precedent that you can directly sue YouTube as a platform? Because I feel like we missed something here.
I've never heard of any case law that says you can sue YouTube directly, but I don't know.
No, if they come out as a platform, all right. I mean, if they come out as a publisher, then they can be sued, all right, for libel, slander, for those type of things. All right, they're vulnerable. But if they're a platform, they're not.
Right, because they're not responsible for what people upload onto their platform.
Right. And
then why are they taking down videos they don't like? See, they can't have it both ways.
They can. They have a terms of service.
It's brand endorsement. I'm telling you, it's all about money.
You have to follow their rules, I guess, or whatever.
Is Oberlin?
Wait, no, but Mo, I want to challenge you directly on this. Are you telling me the most fucking milquetoast motherfucker on the face of YouTube, Tim Pool?
I'm not telling you anything. I'm just saying that they can do whatever they want because they're a private entity.
No, but they're not defining their terms of service, and then they're hiring independent contractors. You don't see a problem here.
I don't disagree that it's a problem. I'm just saying that they can get away with it because they're a large corporation.
Well, according to the president, they can't get away with it for much longer.
Well, we'll see.
Oh, thank God. Donald Trump's going to swoop in and say fucking YouTube. Whoa.
Drain the swamp, Trump.
No, what he's going to do is he's going to break up Google, and that's probably kill YouTube, to be honest.
But he had a
break up Disney while he's at it.
In Italy.
And just when you start to make money,
that is true. All right, Disney is now at a point where it's acting and engaging in monopolistic practices.
Yeah,
they should be on the docket for this as well.
He should be attacking Disney before he attacks fucking YouTube.
They should not have been able to buy Fox. I will say that for sure. When they bought 20th Century Fox, that was ridiculous.
So when they bought Marvel, that's when it became ridiculous. Or Lucasfilm, etc., whatever, Star Wars. It's just Jesus Christ. You want to talk about a monopoly? There it is.
It's not illegal to be in a monopoly. It's illegal to act as a monopoly.
And go ahead, Irate. We cut you off.
No, that's cool. I'm listening.
Well, I just think Fox is the straw that broke the camel's back, so to say, because have you seen the film library from 20th Century Fox and all the shows that were in production that they canned? All the people they fired immediately. You're telling me?
Are you talking about because of the political correctness or lack thereof political correctness?
He's talking about a massive library of intellectual property is now under one banner per se.
Yeah, I know, but I'm asking him why the firing happened, why the purge. Well, what was the reason?
I don't know, because it wasn't their priority. They want to push Star Trek.
Not
Star Trek. Sorry, CBS. Star Trek's yours. Disney wants to shove Star Wars down our fucking throats every year.
Star Trek's still better in my eyes. I don't care anyway. So.
Should we actually do a YouTube union or content creators guild?
We can't do it. People have tried and they were way bigger than us. It won't happen.
How did they try? What did they do?
Google it.
It's impossible. hey, maybe I want to Bing it and then maybe just kind of match very sillily words Google's actual algorithm. I feel like we need to archive words, man. Dude,
it's just a giant clusterfuck of every proportions.
No, it's like we don't even, if we don't even agree on what words mean, if we don't even agree on what we watch.
What are you talking about?
Oh. He's just doing his Christopher Walken impressions. If we don't even agree on what words mean.
Well, if it's come to that point, then why the fuck not? So,
Well, if it came to that point, we need more cowbell.
But MC said it earlier. They have to decide. When they'll decide, who the fuck knows? The more you know.
that was well timed, Irene.
Fucking A. That was great.
How long have you been in the sound industry?
I've just been jamming and shit for years.
That was well done, Irene. That was impressive.
You know
Well,
how to
thank
connect audio, my man.
Yeah.
Quit playing dumb. Quit it. Quit being an awful human being. Like, stop.
What the fuck?
Fucking door sparkles, man.
I will say
on
this.
that, I
One
forgot
of the
about
things that has to happen is copyright laws, distribution laws, and all that. They have to be. They're going to have to be updated and updated soon to reflect the reality as it exists within the digital age. Right? A lot of this stuff doesn't make any sense anymore, and it needs to be corrected. And that's what that's where a lot of the problem begins, to be honest. All right. But it's not, you can't have everything going, the center's not going to hold in this case when it comes to whether or not you're a publisher or whether or not you're a platform. All right. We're going to have to make some decisions here. And it all goes back, to be honest, to what is copyright law? What was copyright law created for? And does it make sense in today's digital age? And I don't really think
I have to agree with him, Steve. We're at least a generation behind in copyright laws. The laws are way out of date.
All right, for everybody. All right, how do you think that the current Supreme Court would rule on this very decision? What do you go ahead?
Well, as far as whether or not the YouTube is a platform versus whether or not it's a publisher,
Exactly.
to be honest, I think they would come down that it's a platform.
I think so too.
So do you think, and I know it's another giant corporation, guys, but could Amazon actually be the answer here? They have a video service. They have a publishing service. They could say, hey, we are a publisher. Here are our rules. As long as you follow them, we will monetize you, and we're going to compete with YouTube. But we're going to do it honestly, and here's what you're allowed to do.
Well, first of all, we're going to, you just said something. Do you honestly believe that freaking Amazon's going to go, we're going to do it honestly? Do you believe them?
Well, I know that they're going to launch a credit card for Amazon Prime members that could be used to help rebuild credit. That has
So if they're going to act like a bank, why don't we say they're a banking industry, part of the banking industry?
You guys have seen Jeff Bezos before, right?
That's
what I was gonna say, man, is,
community.
Yeah, that ain't happening, man.
So Matt, I have a question. When was the last time you walked down Main Street in Eugene, Oregon?
I don't know, a few days ago.
Was everything hustling and bustling, or did there happen to be occasionally?
Oh, it's always really busy around there, man. The homeless people are everywhere.
Well, no, what I'm saying is like business storefronts and stuff just kind of going down.
No, everything's shutting down, just like everywhere else.
Yeah, I noticed that up in Vermont the other day too. I'm like, oh, there's a bunch of places, and no, it's a great little community, but it's like
the only places that still have like old town markets and shit like that is Eugene does have a farmer's market and the Saturday market, which are both good. And then Florence, Oregon, Newport, all the coastal cities have their own, gift shops and local restaurants and shit.
So would you say more interstate and rural type towns? Like I live in I'm like 15 minutes from the interstate, so it's dead around here. I mean, there's nothing in it. I mean, we used to have the boiler shop. We used to have Kiwana Iron and Metal. We used to have a foundry. We used to have machining conveyor. The Boss factory was originally built here.
We actually made shit in our communities.
Well, you want to know what local shops are doing wonderful? Marijuana shops. Straight up, for recreational use. They're everywhere
Green light.
Every other.
And I'm worried about
Every
that too. My county is very conservative when it comes to that. Even in January when it's legalized, I doubt there will be a dispensary anywhere near here.
Dude, I live in a town of. Okay, let me put it this way: my kid's school is a charter school, and it's K through 12.
Man, I can't say for sure. I'm
That's how
just
big the town is. We have a
I'm
liquor
just
store, a post
going by-
office, and a goddamn weed shop now. That's it.
That's awesome. That's all
At
you
least you
need,
got a weed
man.
shop.
What the fuck? Yeah.
And Illinois is making it, but unless you're a medical patient, you can't grow. But if you're not a medical patient and you were to happen to get caught growing your own and you have 5 plants or less, it's only a $200 civil ticket. That's not very much of a deterrent, is it? You know, like we'll just give you a ticket if you get caught. So that's cool. Don't worry about it.
You know what? You know what's funny, dude? I think I did meet him before at the Pirate Festival because him and his old lady go to it, and I went one year, and I think I ran across Jeff Holiday, and we were both just fucking wasted. But I think I actually did say hi to him. I didn't know he was a
Surprise!
YouTuber,
You and Jeff Holiday were drunk at the same time. That blows.
right?
They were drunk at the same time while memeing pirates.
Right. That really
Yeah.
that really doesn't surprise me for some reason.
Not at all.
I think
Wow.
I think I was talking to a wet wizard of Cause without knowing.
Right.
That's funny shit.
Well, the thing is manufacturing in the United States has to go back to increase. It has to increase, but it's going to take time. And whether or not it goes back to where it was before, right? As far as from an area standpoint, I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I don't think so either.
You know, I mean, you'll see manufacturing start to take place again, and in some areas, where there was a lot of the stuff was co-located, some of that will happen to an extent. But as far as a lot of the manufacturing concerns that are coming back, they're gonna end up in entire different areas now, due to a lot of the state regulations, and also, to be honest, the infrastructure has changed so much.
Dade in the chat, he brought up something like with the interstates and how everything is routed. Does that affect how we see our country functioning, our states and our local communities functioning? Because that was a big project we embarked upon. It
absolutely does.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, no, and memes. Here's why. You saw some cities that were growing, and then they built the interstate, and the route didn't go near their city.
And they died.
Exactly.
But then there's towns that were fucking tiny little just shit splat towns, and the interstate exit ended up there, and now they're cities, 100,000, 200,000 people.
Just because you have an easy way for several 100,000 or million people
exactly.
to your location, you have access
exactly.
to a community, customers, and
Yep, that's exactly it. Just kind of the luck of the draw, so to speak, or the luck of the cartographer, I should say.
Well, then there's the other aspects for dealing with stuff like what goes on here in Tucson. There's a lot of NIMBY in here, all right? A lot of this they prevent a lot of industry from coming in here, in business from coming into this city directly, because the people in this city they like where it's at, and they want to keep it where it's at. And even though it's growing slowly, and to be honest, from a structural standpoint, I would never put a business here in Tucson, mainly because they created it so that you can't.
Right.
So
there's some proper infrastructure to get rid of my product now.
Well, ultimately, this is a form of central planning on what scale.
This is going to be a totally off the wall question, but who here lives east of the Mississippi?
Me.
Okay, you're
east and west of everyone here.
Yeah, and south. but
I think Wolfshot lives in Virginia somewhere. So
but I want to know, like, how many of you have ever seen a Native American family in your life?
A lot.
Really? Have you? I have never in my life. seen an honest to God Native American family in my life. They are totally gone from this area. Totally gone. I know that they're more common in the West, but I have never seen an honest to God Native American family where
I was going to say, yeah, I've been up to the reservations just
yeah.
to
So I don't know if it's just a regional thing or
some
that's
stuff
why.
that blows up that you can't buy in a regular store.
Uh-huh. What about you? What about you, Memes? I mean, you live in the Northeast. Have you ever seen any Native American families?
I think so. I thought I used to be part of one, but apparently I got trolled just like Senator Warren.
Wait,
Yeah.
dude.
You look pretty white
Get
to
the
me.
picture.
You look just like I.
Oh, well, I'm many things.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows.
Dude, there were some things when I had the option to check Native American. After I found out I was allegedly Native American, that basically, because no, like my grandfather or my mom's side told us that, and like my grandmother always had like very dark, like olive skin. So like, but she wasn't supposedly like that. So I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And then like one of my cousins brought it up a few years ago, and he got a couple of rabbits. He's like, yeah, we're gonna raise these rabbits and we're gonna skin them and make like moccasins and stuff. I'm like, oh, no, it would never end up happening. My mom ended up taking care of the rabbits until they ended up passing. No. And then one of my cousins, what he did is my aunt, his mom was have guardianship of like his kiddos, and he listed under like ethnicity and stuff like that, like standard what he knew, and he did check the box Native American. So when it actually did go to trial and like basically the judge was getting ready to rule on it, she's like, well, even if I did rule on this, yeah, it wouldn't matter because the tribes actually do have a say here. And basically then they needed to send the stuff to the tribe to check to see if there was any like registration with the tribe going back. And like I never checked on the results. I should check on it. I doubt we are. No, but I think my cousins, they always had deeper skin as well as if I do get a bit of sun, then I do get some.
I'm fairly dark complected as well, and my dad said that his grandmother was half Indian or half Native American. So I don't know how true it is. It's hard to say. I was able to trace my Smith side back to like Haycock Mountain, Pennsylvania, in 1817. That's
so Memes' new name is Hiawatha now, right?
Well, no, and I'm just wondering, Memes, you almost went full Sargon. Oh, yeah, my grandfather's black. Well, he's kind of dark complected.
I am defending Senator Warren's initial comments and stuff as well. That's what my family told me. It's like that's what we were told. It's like why it never really mattered. And then it comes to it, it's like, do I really think I am? Well, I blue eyes, this and that. When I was a little kid, I literally. Dude, when I forget who it was, somebody, I feel like from an anti-hate group or something, they use a picture of a little blonde boy, like probably like 3 or 4 years old. I'm looking at it. I'm like, where'd they get my baby photos from?
You have a quite stout beard for a Native American.
I got his Indian name. Dragon with no teeth. I'm not saying you have no teeth. I'm saying you have no bite.
Hey.
Shitting with bulls.
I could always act like my ancestors and just eat some rocks to grind them down. I mean, I'll just lick them up with my tongue.
Okay.
Left the bridge.
Roll under bridge. No. Huh. I like kitties. There we go. It sounds like him.
Goodness me.
I'm going to say the same thing I said 12 hours ago. I ruin everything.
Smoking with joints.
Smoking with joints?
Oh.
He who rings with clouds.
Oh, dude, I actually still have some joint compounds and stuff. Yeah, I need to start going to the gym again and stuff. Yeah, I've ruined my life since then.
I know. Hotboxing TP.
Well, if you have a TP, as long as there's ventilation, you can still grill in there, right?
Memes.
It's leather. You can tan it.
Oh my god.
How do I can work? I've done
You
it in
know,
game, not in
My
real life.
grandmother was actually full Fox Indian, so yeah.
Oh, are we offended you?
No, I don't give a fuck, honestly. My
Oh.
my Native American name would be Fox with a Fist. So why not?
Oh,
He actually has a name, not like the rest
No,
of us.
I don't actually have a name. I don't have any of that shit. I was born, raised white trash, so it's cool.
you can't be a wolf shot?
Yeah, I could be. I've never actually went hunting for wolves, just bears.
You
That's
don't
the
have
only
to,
predator I
you don't
own.
have to kill it. You could just kind of like aim.
You know what you could do in Eastern Oregon? Because the timber wolves keep fucking with the ranchers. You could actually rent a helicopter trip when you know, take your
Way to
rifle
be a
up there
fucking
and
pussy.
shoot it.
You want me to be
Shoot it
Sarah
from the
Palin?
fucking, shoot it from the helicopter and
That's
shit.
okay. No, that's for faggots.
I want to go killing wolves anyway. That's my favorite animal. I'm just saying that is a thing around here.
I'm sure it is. That sounds like a faggy fucking thing to do.
So yeah, that's ridiculous.
Let's go on a helicopter and shoot a wolf. Wow, very scary.
Well, it's because
Dude, you
they
saw
were
Rampage
protecting-
too.
Well, no, they were protecting the wolves for a while. Then they tried to relocate them to Yellowstone, and they fucking came back. And now they're killing livestock. So the ranchers are like, "Fuck this noise."
Have they reduced
They're
their
setting
I
up
actually
traps,
don't-
and
I don't
dude,
feel
like
bad
straight
for
bear
them.
traps and shit.
I don't feel bad for the ranchers at all.
Has there been an increase in picnic bass sightings recently?
The fuck, dude.
He's trying to make a Yogi Bear reference.
Well, you said
And it
Joey
failed.
was wrong.
Bears are delicious. I would go hunting for a bear.
I have heard that.
They are pretty delicious.
Oh, dude, I was walking through the woods the other day and actually saw some what looked like bear tracks to me. I'm not an expert, but
Let
they were
your
pretty
kids
fucking
walk
big.
play. Let your kids walk. It'll be perfect. The cougar will join them. It'll be great.
It's a mountain lion. His name is Tim.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we named the mountain lion Tim Pool.
I can see your kids out there trying to feed this fucking bear. It'll be a great. It'll be great.
Pool with an E. Oh, MC, I need to check to see if I get a response from that chat bot.
Oh my god, that fucking cat vibe.
You know he did not. You're not going to get a response. Come on, you silly goose.
You silly goose, I like that. I say that sometimes too, but I want to like tell someone they're being kind of stupid, but I don't want to be mean to them. I'll be like, "You silly goose."
Oh, I wasn't trying to be
You
mean.
think
Let me think of
Tim
something else.
Tim Pool would come near this channel. He'd take one look and go, "Nope," right out of it.
Who the
Well,
fuck?
Tim Pool-
Who
I
the
did
fuck
get a
is
response.
you haven't seen Tim Pool?
Tim? No, I
He's
don't
a
give a
YouTuber.
shit about this shit. I
Oh,
work
okay.
for a living.
Tim Pool is Tim Pool truly is an independent journalist. He goes out. He did try to get stories that he would try to print on his own. He is trying to create a true independent media thing. Now, he himself is pretty much on the left. He's a leftist, all right, but at least he's a more or less trying to honestly assess things the way he sees it.
Tries to be unbiased.
He's not obviously, but he at least
he does
approach
attempt.
that way.
He's labeling things better because let's face it, some of his views come from like his slightly smaller channel where it's a lot of commentary, and like his main one is just things that kind of affect him or a more primary story he wants to delve a little more. And Subverse is basically just supposed to be a bit more of a just dry news that him and Emily have mostly been doing.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but
he's actually recruiting for the Subverse channel. I think I keep hearing him talk about that.
Yeah. His signature though is he wears this gray beanie. Okay, and he has a round head. It looks like an orange. Cabbage is right. He has a very round head.
Okay.
So if you ever, he's not a horrible guy. I've done a couple of response videos to him, just like I've done it with Styx. Although the ones on Styx are a little bit more severe.
I'm so surprised.
Color her surprised.
You could knock me over with a feather with that one.
Wait
Anyway.
a minute. Did he found Vice? I thought Gavin McGinnis founded Vice.
He was one of the founding members of Vice News.
He was, he was part of that group.
What did Gavin help found, and then they kicked him out?
Dildos.
I think he found. I heard there were adventures, but I think he was one of the initiators of Vice itself.
Dildos.
Yeah.
That man, he's got some problems, but that's okay.
So
You
so
said
so
you
did-
said Batman and not Batman, correct?
so did
That.
Pinterest support respond to you?
It's actually Crunchbase staff support. Hold on, I got it right here. Let me see. Application window. Oh, untitled ticket. Here we go. All right. So I have no idea the legality of this, but let's see. So untitled ticket 246958. Crunchbase staff support at Crunch. Basically, I just kept clicking who owned Pinterest, which was Cold Brew Labs, and then Cold Brew Labs apparently has some partnership or whatnot with Crunchbase. Basically, they help promote and create social media solutions for different. I think they're essentially the alphabet of Pinterest. I could be completely wrong, but thanks for reaching out to us. Your request 246958 has been received. I asked them, why do you hate Tim Pool? The Crunchbase team is out of office Friday, June 4th. For a company off-site, and we'll be replying to all emails starting Monday. We can expect a response sometime Monday onward. All right, we'll have to keep going on this updating story.
This breaking story about support for Pinterest.
Well, who would support? Who would ever suspect the weeb?
Basically, you're by mentioning Tim Pool, you are now being considered one of his minions, and that you're trolling this site. So this may get him permanently banned from YouTube. Won't you be proud?
And now that he's making money, finally, you're a bastard.
Joshua in the chat says, what about well, let me read it exactly. How about the cancer that is now Lauren Southern? I didn't think she was doing anything wrong. I liked her documentaries, but I did hear that she was pretty much telling everybody where Tommy Robinson was going to be ahead of time so they can go protest. I have no idea.
I heard counters. I remember we did also get counters from CSG and some other folks, so that I'm not sure we have a clear, definitive answer on that. But I mean, she said she was retiring to focus on more of just her personal life and stuff.
Really? They scared her?
Lauren Southern said she was quitting, so I still don't understand what all this interest is into her. I mean, she said she was quitting all social media platforms to concentrate on her own personal life. So why does anybody care about her?
Hi.
I'm back.
Back today. Why?
What?
What the fuck?
I'm back with Wolfshot on this one. I don't give a shit about her.
But
to be quite frank, I never really did care one way or the other.
She
was released that documentary a week and a half ago, and now she's gonna quit the internet. What happened here?
The New York Times article from last week, where she was cited as the "quote unquote" fashy babe of Mr. Individual who was interviewed.
Well, she's a fascist.
Well, she was viewed in the article and cited as so and so's "quote unquote" fashy babe.
Maybe she meant she was like into fashion and shit.
Maybe.
Well,
not
was
exactly,
Pinterest related?
not exactly hot.
Being sarcastic.
Maybe they forgot an L and they meant flashy babe.
See, I always confuse her and Laura Loomer.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking that's
Yeah.
exactly who I was fucking.
Is that why she dyed her hair?
I don't give a shit about either of them though.
Are you talking about?
Neither of them are attractive. so
At
it's
least
not-
Loomer makes things funny when she goes to Twitter headquarters and basically change herself.
Did
Yeah.
Medicare call her a fucking disingenuous cunt?
She went in front of Jack Dorsey's house and started using a projector, playing all the people that he had banned that she was primarily aware from. She did it through about 9:30, almost 10 o'clock at night. The police showed up and they're like, you can't block the dude's driveway.
Can you knock that shit off?
Yeah, more or less.
I mean, you could say that at least she's entertaining.
Oh, she's an IRL troll, and I think she's a very lovely young woman.
I mean, a duck with 1 foot is entertaining too.
So
why not?
That's me.
Swims in a circle, man.
A goose with one leg is fucking mean as hell, and it lives at Johnson's Nest.
Dude, no, we've been through this before. When I played a goose, I was a horrific creature.
Dude, there's seriously a goose. There's a national park about 5 miles from my hometown, and there's this one-legged goose there, and he is an asshole, dude. He is like super protective of everything. If you come within like a 5-foot radius of him and his little flock, he will attack you.
If you were a one-legged goose, might you feel the same?
True. I'd probably be a little bit more offensive than normal.
I fucking hate geese, dude. They are the evilest creatures on earth next to women.
Yeah, I don't like geese either. They were our nemesis in high school. We were the Boilermakers. They were the geese.
Well, geese are poop machines. I mean, they shit over everything.
Oh, I know. I got the treatment yesterday. I'm not sure what kind of bird it was, but I know I had some berries for dinner.
Oh, you got dive bombed.
Yep. I'm not sure what kind of bird it was, but I know it was eating berries.
What type of berries?
That I couldn't tell you. I could just tell by the look. I didn't like taste it or anything. I'm not Bear Grylls.
These were some blackberries.
I'm not quite that manly.
I'm not sure I would consider that necessarily a manly thing, to be honest.
Yeah, that'd be more like a stupid thing, wouldn't it?
No, it doesn't bird poop kind of like decay into some form of almost like a poison or something that keeps away other animals?
No, I thought bird poop was like an ingredient for gunpowder.
Maybe I'm just thinking about Jurassic Park 3 when the Carnotaurus came up to them when they were sitting by the Spinosaurus poop and it just left.
Am I wrong?
Do you just sit around and think about Jurassic Park all day and Godzilla?
No, I was watching it when we were eating breakfast this morning.
Oh, good Lord.
Okay, fair enough.
You eat breakfast in the mornings? What kind of American are you?
I never said we really went to sleep.
Actually, Irate, Voice of One doesn't agree with me on this one. Quentin Tarantino doing an R-rated Star Trek film. Are you on board with that?
Fuck,
I don't know. Quentin Tarantino doing Star Trek.
Hey man, after fucking what CBS has done to it.
Yeah, that's true. I'll
welcome anything,
and I love Star Trek. So
yeah.
I don't know how I feel.
I'm fine, man. I'd love to see what Tarantino would do.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah,
just to see what it would look like.
That.
Man.
It can't be that bad, right?
Right.
Lots of feet. Lots of feet.
What?
Yeah, he does have an odd.
Tarantino has a foot fetish.
He's got a foot fetish, man.
What wasn't that a scene in Kill Bill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
or
like
in
that movie?
What's the vampire
Fucking
one?
Pulp
Dust Till
Fiction.
Dawn.
Dust Till Dawn. Pulp Fiction.
Dust Till Dawn. Yeah, fucking Salma Hayek pouring the fucking champagne down her
And
foot.
also when he's checking out Juliette Lewis's foot in the back of the fucking RV or whatever.
Fucking weirdo. But yes, go Quentin Tarantino with your Star Trek movie.
You think it'll
here
be all
for
right?
that. Yeah, I'm
down
here
with
for that.
shit, too.
I'm here for that.
Yeah, do you think they'll say nigger in it?
I was about to say they'll probably say that about 90% of the time.
Yeah, talking about that, I was just thinking yesterday, like, what would happen if they tried making Blazing Saddles today?
Oh my god.
Tarantino could do it.
It depends on how what.
As soon as you hit
European.
play, I think the reality that we live in right now would just utterly just annihilate.
Yeah, it would just implode. People would lose their goddamn minds.
I don't know. They made Django, Inglourious Bastards, etc.
Yeah,
Fucking Hateful Eight, man. Jesus Christ.
God, the Hateful Eight. That was.
That was a good movie, man. Did you know that Kurt Russell accidentally smashed a fucking priceless Martin guitar?
Yeah. Yes. And her reaction was genuine.
Yeah,
it was like, "Oh my god, don't do it!"
That's literally priceless. I mean, they cannot replace it. That old.
No, that's not the smash gun.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, I hope they used that shot for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
You know
They
what I'm saying?
did.
Quentin Tarantino is the silver lining kind of guy. He's like, fuck it, I'm keeping it in.
Yeah, keep
Yeah.
it. I mean, her reaction was just so fucking genuine.
Oh, it
Crazy.
was. It was great.
The Easter egg.
So I think he could make Blazing Saddles. Why not?
Sure, I would definitely watch it.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: like, is it really a limit on what people can make, or as long as you do it well?
I'm just saying, I don't think people would take it very well these days. They would take it out of context. They wouldn't think it's funny. They would think, "Oh my god, this is horrible."
Yeah.
Are you making the exact same movie, or are you kind of just like having it reemerge as something?
I don't know. Either way, you could reimagine it, or just make a very good remake.
Well, the reason why I say this is because recently one of the big things at E3 was the Final Fantasy VII remake. Because
Fuck yes.
yeah, dude, there are some games where you might just do a direct port and maybe just more or less update some of the graphics, but more or less the game itself is the same.
Oh yeah,
Whereas-
Final Fantasy VII's fucking one of them games that's fucking. It's a classic. I mean,
Well,
that'd be
no,
like
no, dude,
Zelda.
It's updated. It now has a Zelda-like active battle system combined with your limit
That's
break.
from Kingdom Hearts, though.
It-
That
what-
active battle system's from Kingdom
I
Hearts.
never play Kingdom Hearts. It looks
Well,
so
you're a fucking loser.
I watch
There you are.
Sephiroth
You're
battle.
mean today, Wolfie. Why are you
Always.
so angry?
I'm fucking always mean.
You hate everything today.
Her
I
cannabis
do.
levels are dry, so by comparison, it's like she wants to stay married and she's a good girl.
That is true. I'm
Yeah.
proud of you for that, but
I'm not, but okay.
smoke a couple hitters or something on the sly, man. Calm down.
I can't. I'll get too fucked up.
What is she, drug test you or something?
No, I act when I'm high. I'm fucking high. I don't play around.
Edibles, microdosing.
There you go. Eat some edibles.
She'll know though. She's pretty good.
Oh, how dare my wife be happy?
No,
And you're talking about it on the internet, so she could easily find out.
it's different.
Oh yeah, we didn't think about that. I didn't think this one through.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Besides, are you trying to talk someone into relapsing there, Mole? What the fuck's wrong with you?
I'm not offering her heroin, for Christ's sake.
No.
Yeah, let me get a hit of heroin.
Does this come back down to moderation? Because even Professor Peterson, one of his lesser known things is you're going to have to control your drug and alcohol levels and stuff like that. He never just says drugs are bad. Okay. I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, you always talk about Peterson. You have a man crush. We get it. Eldritch God, what's up, man?
I also have a selfie taken by another person.
Then it's not something. It's just a picture of you.
What is it? Not a selfie taken by another person?
No, it's just a picture of you. A
Well-
selfie implies you took it yourself.
Is it not like the
It's-
negative of
it's-
that? I'm saying the same thing, right?
Well, no, but I don't think it is the same, is it?
A
Because
selfie sounds like it's a snazzy term that people like to use.
no, a selfie implies you took it yourself. You got to look at the etymology.
Well, it
of
was
the
taken
word.
by another self.
Yeah, so then it's not your selfie; it's their selfie.
Oh, come on, man.
Well,
We're connected via the shot right neck.
Joshua
I'm
in the
sorry.
chat says hashtag rehab stream. No, I don't go to rehab. That's for
Yeah,
quitters.
rehab
I'm
is
for
quitters.
quitters.
The only rehab I ever got was some county time.
I'm kidding. And if anybody stumbles across this and you do actually need help, go seek the help you need.
Yeah,
Anyway,
for sure.
we're not getting serious. We're making jokes. Come on, people.
I stand by Zero. We should remake Final Fantasy 3. I've never played it.
I think I'm one of the few people at like 10.
Fuck you!
What?
I was waiting on it. That's why I just muted myself and
No
just
one
sat here.
gives a shit about 10 or 10-2.
What did 10 do to you?
Awful. Fucking awful. It's all a dream. Spoilers.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm sorry.
You know I never got through that final disc. Fuck
Enjoy
you.
your life. Well, there it is.
Damn it.
Your
I
final disc
Damn it.
just summed up for you.
I made it 90% through Final Fantasy VIII, and then I'm like, oh, I kill like everything. All right.
Oh, did y'all find out about Pinoid getting shut down?
For what?
Yeah, he came on the
Yep.
show and talked about it. Mariachi bands again.
You fucking believe that?
Wait, what did he get shut down for?
He made fun of mariachi bands.
Like
What?
legit mariachi bands.
Like,
Yeah.
The first
What
time he
the
did it,
fuck?
he got.
Okay, wait. In what way did he make fun of mariachi bands? I mean,
That is some fucking gay shit.
I need some context here. I mean, like,
Man.
you know,
Fuck. Out of everything Pinoid fucking makes fun of, right?
really, that's
That's the
pretty
kicker?
amazing. Yeah,
Mexicans?
mariachi bands. Not even Mexicans, just mariachi.
Yeah, not the
bands.
fact that he's a borderline misandrist. You know what I'm saying?
Well, now we've been saying fucking bloody mariachi band every second fucking word for the last 5 minutes. We're going to get booted now.
Yeah,
You think
mariachi.
so?
Band. Woo! Every time I hear that word, I think of that movie with fucking who's that fucking dude from the '90s movies? Antonio Banderas. Mariachi band.
El Mariachi. Yeah,
Who
man.
the fuck would carry loose grenades around in a guitar case so they could clatter around?
El Mariachi, man.
That would be a horrible idea.
Yeah. It's Robert Rodriguez.
Well, I mean, how
I'm just saying that would not be a good idea.
who stumbled across this video by Pinoid and went, you know, he drops the N-bomb 10 times. I don't care about that. Oh my God, he made fun of mariachi band. I mean,
Maybe it was like a mariachi band aficionado or something. Like that was the final straw. You can drop the N-bomb all you want, but don't you dare talk about my beloved mariachi bands.
Mexico is also a shithole.
Mexico, I apologize for my panel. We love you. Please stop the refugees and the cartels from crossing our border. Thank you.
Last time I was in Mexico, I saw LL Cool J.
You may come and visit, but you have to go home unless you get a visa.
Hey, you know what, Mole? That's nicer than Oregon is to Californians. There's a sign, and it's really there on I-5. Welcome to Oregon. Please go home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Get the fuck out. We don't want you.
They're like, fuck you, Californians, go away. No, I have no problem with immigration at all, but I mean, if you're going to come here, use the proper channels. That's all I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with that.
I wonder, what if they were Californian
Wonder
mariachi?
who wrote the book cover?
They could have really been just already pissed off and then stumbled upon Pinoid's channel. I don't know how you just randomly stumble upon Pinoid, but
Right. And
You know.
mariachi bands, what an odd thing to get fucking in trouble for.
Well, it's probably a close-knit community, and somebody may have been just keeping tabs on them.
The mariachi defenders.
Well, they
You
generate transcripts of
Our names are all on a hit list right now as we speak. They've already hacked all our information. They know everything about us. They've stolen our identities. There's a hit list out.
the mariachi mafia.
Yeah, the mariachi man. That's it.
what?
The mariachi mafia.
Are you sure that's not a conspiracy theory?
Oh, it's too bad that Wolf left.
I don't believe in conspiracy theories. The earth is flat. Australia doesn't exist. How are you doing from your call center today, Farty?
Yeah. Yeah, because we know that Australia doesn't exist. It's just made up by I can't remember who made it up. Damn it, I don't have a script. Someone help me out.
Fuck's sake, it was the British. They did it a couple of 100 years ago just so they could get away with throwing criminals into the ocean.
We all know Party controlled back on his giant scorpion.
You know, I can edit a video to make that theory work. put it on BitChute.
Like, and that's
No.
the funny thing. You could literally come up with the most harebrained fucking scheme ever, and someone out there would be like,
Yep, I've already got one.
That seems legit, man. That's fucking true.
I've already got one.
And
I'm
then
going to try.
Then next thing you know, you're going to be being followed around by a bunch of people and saying, I'm not the Messiah, but I'm not. I'm not.
You know, I'm gonna go and fucking try and convince a bunch of fucking truthers and conspiratards and shit to think that fucking aliens do exist and the Blue Man Group is the proof.
I mean, he had to run. I would start off walking. You could have a heart attack if you just push yourself.
No, dude, I just went to look and check on the kids, right? And I didn't see my son, so I'm like, you guys get out here. And my daughter's like, I'm being good, Daddy.
There's
and my
a word
son's
for that. What's it
behind
called?
you. Like, I couldn't see him. He was right behind me.
It's got a name. I can't think of though. Oh yeah, parenting. That's it.
Yeah,
Behind you. Where? Behind you. Behind you.
No,
Where? Behind you. Knock it off, kid.
No,
Shut
and there's
the
no
fuck
way
up.
I couldn't. There's no way I could just ignore them. These twins get into everything. They are little monsters.
Oh, they're the little ones, aren't they? They're the youngest one.
The 3-year-old twins.
Yeah. They're at that age where fucking they just want to destroy everything, don't they?
Yeah, no, I had to grab my son's hand as he's in the freaking silverware drawer reaching for a knife. I'm like, nope, gotcha. No way, you little psycho. And now they're yelling at me no, like I'm being mean, like it ain't true.
They're like cops screaming, "Stop resisting!" while they're kicking your ass.
Yeah. I'll never get over that shit. Hey, stop hitting me. Act just like your mother.
That's the cops' go-to word for we're gonna kick your asses. Stop resisting! Stop resisting!
Yeah.
But no, as she's shaking my chair and irritating me, I'm gonna make her drink some Kool-Aid. No, I'm kidding.
I'll be right back.
But no, Mole, actually, you should stay for a second because I think we're gonna wrap it up. We're at about the 2-hour mark. All right. Well, I guess Mole did walk away. Artie, I did see the news about that shooting that happened in Australia. Is there any update? Since I mean, you are in the fake country, so did they walk on water when they did the shooting? Is what I'm asking, I suppose.
No. I actually haven't really heard much of it myself. Yeah. Sorry, can't really answer that one for you.
Really? It's not all over the news and shit over there? I mean, you would think in a country that pretty much banned all guns unless you are a former military or police officer, security, or what have you, or your granddad stashed them in the attic. You know, you would think they would report on 4 people being killed by a lone gunman.
See, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before. Every time a shooting story supposed to come out of Australia, that's bullshit. It's fake news because we don't have any guns. So how can we shoot each other?
Well, that's what I was. Well, first I thought of you because you live in Australia and I talk to you all the time. I was like, oh shit, Farty flipped out. And nah, I'm kidding. Second, I'm like, wait a minute. Don't they have one of the strongest gun laws in the world? What's going on here? I thought gun laws prevented gun crime. Isn't that what we've been?
Well, you see, we found out something very fucking interesting about gun laws when we toughened them up, and that is criminals tend not to follow gun laws or laws in general. That's why they're called criminals. So it was a bit fucking useless, and all the criminals have been shooting each other ever since.
Yeah, no, and
we all lived happily ever after.
Yeah, well, I believe this is the reason we should all fight for.
I just heard criminals getting shot, so I figured I'd add on a happy ending.
But yeah, no, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Any last thoughts on either Iran, anybody, or anything pop culture? Like Irate, we didn't get to talk about that Quentin Tarantino flick, and
that does sound like a fun thing to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. So any last thoughts on that? And maybe me, you, and Mole should do a stream sometime soon about it, because I got some theories on the way he's gonna go here. But
Yeah.
I want to see more tits.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm serious.
Yeah, I want to see some more
What the fuck
fraternization between
yeah.
the crew.
There's all this fucking left wing Puritanism, man. What the fuck? You know
Right?
what I'm saying?
They've ruined television. I actually cringe when I see that shit. Like you can tell. They're like,
well, you know what's
cramming it in.
weird?
And I even YouTubers, like, I'll stop watching them when I notice that they try to cram left wing propaganda into their fucking videos. They have nothing to do with politics or anything. Like, it could be a fucking video about like a top tens list or something that they try to cram some left wing propaganda bullshit in there somehow. I'm like, oh, I just cringe.
Well, no, and the thing is too, what I heard initially is this is after TNG. So this is going to be around either like the Bard
That's interesting.
timeline or something like that. But then I saw yesterday other YouTubers coming out and saying, "Oh, they're going to use Chris Pike. They're going to use Chris Pike and Natcast."
Am I
And
the
I'm
only
thinking,
the only Star Trek fan that thinks the Enterprise was a good series?
no, I argue with Voice about that all the time. But no, to finish my thought here.
Oh, really, especially the last season of Enterprise.
But to finish my thought, how would you? Okay, first off, I didn't know how they were going to do Star Trek 4. The Abrams verse Star Trek 4, without the Russian guy.
Now,
Like, he's dead. How are they going to do that?
Now, the new movies aren't supposed to be in the same timeline. Aren't they supposed to be like a split off of a different universe or something? So they're not actually canon?
No, it's really convoluted. But yes. The answer is yes for the most part.
Okay. I just want to know that. That's what I've heard.
Yeah. The main difference is that the James Kirk in that universe grew up as an orphan. His dad was killed by the Reman augmented Reman warship that came through the rift after Spock died. From the future, which is the past here, right?
Right.
And so it was the same universe until that happened, and it split them off.
Okay, so it created a whole different timeline.
Yeah.
Okay, I get you.
But they were talking about how Chris Pine and all these guys would be back on board because, it's Quentin Tarantino. And I'm just thinking to myself, that's not the story he was pitching. I don't know exactly the story he was pitching, but from what I heard, it was a post Deep Space Nine and TNG.
I'm hoping that Quentin Tarantino is Trekkie, which I'm guessing he is. And I'm hoping he'll make it canon. I really do.
Well, no. The thing is, he came to CBS or Paramount about this movie 5 years ago.
Oh, if it's a love child, then he'll give it his all for sure.
Yeah, this is his idea. He wanted to do this. They didn't reach out to him. It's the other way around.
Well, I would love to talk about this. Hey, I'll hit you up on Discord in a little bit, but I got to get out of here for now. I'll talk to you guys later, okay?
Well, hey, Mole, do you want to show that channel you've been working on so hard?
Oh, yeah.
Quick? I'm gonna go off there.
It's hard to find because I don't have 100 subs yet. But if you know anybody with an addiction problem, or if you think you may have an addiction problem, I have a channel called Addiction and Recovery. And I guess my least watched and shortest video is called My Sub Rant. So if you type in Addiction and Recovery, My Sub Rant, you should see me pop up. So that'd probably be the easiest way to find me until I get 100 subs and I can own my name. You know what I mean? So thank you, Matt. I make videos daily, sometimes two.
Yeah, no, and they're mainly kind of like vlog style. I've been watching,
and they're not necessarily 12-step based. I don't care how you get clean. There's no right or wrong way to get clean, just so long as you do it. That's my main goal, is to help other addicts. That's the way I look at it. So.
But all right, Mole, hit me up in Discord and we'll finish your character sheet. All right.
All right. I've got it all saved and everything, so I'm ready to work on it some more.
All right, cool.
All right. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Yep, Irate.
Yes.
You doing anything here soon? I know you have weekly shows. Go for it.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be interviewing Kattegat, a lady I met with Cynical Lindsay. We talk about Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead, et cetera, that kind of stuff. And so she's really interesting. She's real gregarious, really engaging, and so it should be good show.
Game of Thrones. I'll end up sitting through that whole interview then.
Yeah, but remember, I'm going to talk more about her and Drunken Uncles next weekend. So,
all right, awesome.
Yeah.
What movie are you reviewing if you want to release that this week?
Oh, Cocaine Island. We're going to do Cocaine Island. We're doing an hour late now, hour later because it's just been what's going on right now. We had to bump it back. Maybe doing that with the Cream Stream too.
All right. Well, whatever works, man.
Right.
Everybody, that's Irate Prostate's channel. And it's just Irate Prostate, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Farty, you got your channel unlocked again, right? Because there was that yesterday.
Yeah, well, what also was happening too is that they said that fucking they're getting rid of logging in with your username. That you had to do it with your fucking your email address. So I had to log out of Google altogether and then get back in that way.
Mhm.
Wow, they keep messing with stuff. I don't know if you're going to be doing any debunking stuff anytime soon, but you are on the Rotten Tomatoes drinking game every Friday night right here on this channel, and also Exiled Opinions and on D Live. So check them out if you like to drink or you just want to watch it, laugh at them, get drunk. It's great. They go through comments and, it's a good time. But that's enough for tonight. Tomorrow we got the World War I stream. See you guys then. Good night, good luck. And we now love France and YouTube. Google is amazing.
Hang on. Later on today, me and Eldritch Scott will be doing another Red Eye Rants.
Okay, well that'll be released as soon as they give it to me. So as soon as they do that, it'll be premiered on the channel. Good night, everybody.